Hello, everyone. First of all, thank you for having me at the Economic Times Government Education Leadership Summit. My name is Pritvik Sinhadc, an Indian by birth and a very proud Rise Global winner. Currently 18, I'm pursuing a double major in physics and astrophysics with a minor in planetary science at the California Institute of Technology, or more famously known as Caltech. A bit about myself. In a nutshell, I'm a conscientious, curious, and passionate researcher with a scientifically driven, creative mind, eager to tackle critical problems via balanced breakthrough solutions. Being a Rise Global winner, I've had the opportunity to foster my passions and do phenomenal research with the Caltech CERN CMS group, where I'm working on dye-Higgs production to create better particle detection algorithms and probe beyond the standard model physics. I'm also part of an incredible NASA Jet Propulsion Laboratory, or the JPL research group at Caltech, working on applying complexity metrics to exoplanets, black holes, and pulsars to develop more reliable biosignatures and technosignatures. My project aims at identifying high complexity interference within astrophysical events, such as black hole mergers, via complexity theory analysis of their time signature data to provide a launching window for a new field of, hopefully new field of gravitational wave SETI. I'm also a researcher at Caltech's Laser Interferometer Gravitational Wave Observatory, or the LIGO Laboratory, wherein my project aims at exploring space-time's labyrinth, how particles and noise discharges must be insulated in the upcoming detectors, fathom the boundaries of detectable frequency range, and determine the distribution and composition of the stochastic gravitational wave background, and model the time series of core collapse supernovae. As an affiliated researcher at the Beyond Center for Fundamental Concepts in Science, I co-authored the NASA Astrobiology Primer 3.0's Chapter 9, Life as We Don't Know It, and my latest paper, False Positives and the Challenge of Testing the Alien Hypothesis, both of which will be published in the Astrobiology Journal. Needless to say, my passion is to foster innovative research, stem climate change, which is my project with Rise, and I'll talk about it a bit later, and making organ donation a moral obligation, as I'm a kidney transplant survivor. So, as for hobbies, one of the greatest satisfactions of my life is when I became the founder and CEO of PAWS, or People Animal Welfare Services for Therapy. It started as an inspiration to overcome one of the biggest challenges of my life: intense shooting pain. A toxic combination of the removal of a pre-malignant osteochondroma and a progressive end-stage renal failure was enough to strike the slightest bit of morphine from my prescription. But then came Snuffles and Cuddles, more addictive than any painkiller. Today, I pride myself in training my 5 furry friends and 70+ volunteers who've helped me sail through multiple surgeries, dialysis, transplant, and even COVID to provide free of cost dog therapy to those who need a healing paw, including children with Down syndrome, children of prisoners, cancer patients, the terminally ill, those battling critical illnesses, depressions, and suicidal thoughts. Hobbies are the usual, are writing. I happen to be the world's youngest author in paleontology, having published my first book at 7. I'm also into public speaking, teaching, debating, astropainting, and paleo art. So my mission statement, I suppose, is with an aim to better this world, I am determined to dive deep into the ocean of opportunities that life throws at me and create islands, I guess, of treasure troves amongst waves of innovations by continuing my cosmic duet, sparking scientific breakthroughs. So, the perennial question, what is Rise? What is it? Well, first of all, the philosophy of Rise is that the Rise understands that brilliance is equally distributed, but opportunity is not. So the purpose of Rise is that it's a program that finds brilliant people who need that opportunity and supports them for life as they work to serve others and help humanity. What makes Rise different? Well, it's a global community and it's for life. It's a lifelong opportunity and it looks for brilliance in entirely new ways. And we'll get into each of these later on. So of course it is a global community, and since its inception, 150,000 people from 170+ countries have applied. 200 global winners have emerged from 69 countries, and just in the 2022 cohort alone, 500 finalists from 99 countries have emerged, and out of those, 100 global winners from 47 countries have been selected. 30 languages are spoken, so we really are an international community. So of course, what does RISE offer? Well, everyone who applies joins that global community, can participate in the RISE Discord, gain access to online resources and events for free, experiences project-based learning and human-centered design approaches for social impact, and of course receives opportunities from all the RISE partners around the world. Okay, so from the 500 finalists selected from that, they can participate in bespoke educational and leadership courses as an award from RISE for reaching this incredible stage. They get to gain access to additional funding opportunities to experiment with innovative ideas to help solve our hardest challenges. They receive other benefits such as the Duolingo English test waivers, which of course are useful for any university student wanting to apply to programs outside of India or otherwise. And for the 100 global winners selected out of that pool, well, they receive benefits for life to scale their impact, tailored to their needs as they evolve over time. They get needs-based college scholarships, and this may also include graduate scholarships, funding to start social enterprises, and of course, the invitation to a fully funded residential summit. The last one was in South Africa, and it was just wonderful. I attended it, yeah. So they get access to specialized programs, courses, and fellowship opportunities, as well as mentorship and career services. And of course, the world-renowned network and technology packages such as laptops or tablets to be determined each year. So as one of the 100 RISE Global winners, I've earned a lifetime of networking opportunities, access to specialized DC design courses, invitation to a fully funded RISE residential summit at South Africa, mentorship, career advice, technology packages for laptops and tablets, fellowship opportunities, including, I would add, an incredible need-based scholarship for my undergraduate studies at Caltech. I'll also have the opportunity to request for further need-based funding for graduate research and/or for launching a social entrepreneurial venture that benefits humankind. But above all, I really enjoyed being a part of this incredible global community where winners are given an individualized support to empower them to achieve their goals while they work to serve others and serve the world really throughout their lives. And that is mind-blowing. It's a phenomenal initiative of the Schmidt Futures and Rhodes Trust, and thereby ensures that RISE is the largest scholarship program in the world, offering lifelong support to extraordinarily talented youngsters determined to serve our planet. And of course, the second perennial question: how do you apply? So each year, RISE invites 15 to 17-year-olds from all around the world to participate in the RISE Challenge. Unlike traditional applications, RISE uses videos, projects, and group interviews, giving applicants multiple opportunities to showcase their potential. There's, of course, a slight age restriction. Applicants must be 15 to 17 as of July 1st, 2023, so born on or between July 2nd, 2005 and July 1st, 2008. Now, you can register right now, create your own account on risefortheworld.org, complete a registration profile, join the RISE Discord, and of course, complete the 100-day challenge, although it's already started on October 18th. But you can register if you've not already done so, start a project, record updates by video or text, peer review other projects, take a time quiz and play the online game that's required, and make sure to submit by January 25th. So, again, for the RISE finalists, they'll advance to the finalist days, 500 of them, where they'll demonstrate their motivations, problem-solving abilities, and teamwork skills in an innovative interview format. And from that pool of 500 finalists, the 100 global winners are selected to receive a lifetime of benefits as they work to serve others. So, what exactly is an example of a RISE Challenge project, and how does it benefit communities? Well, let me start by telling you about my RISE Challenge project. So for my RISE project, titled Network and Assembly Theory Models of Mass Extinctions, I authored a research paper that decodes atmospheric data and fossil records using statistical techniques and mathematical models to constrain the impact of catastrophic calamities on biodiversity in the hope of pinpointing stressors that aggravate these disasters. I aim to detect exact molecular signatures of an upcoming mass extinction event and spot species that might be most affected due to environmental degradation. I use the data to develop a policy network to identify and target sources of harmful emissions in our society. How do you go about it? By first identifying your passion. My passion has always been to decode the mathematics and physics behind anthropogenic climate change. Living systems require stability. We need to fathom and maintain that stability. I decided the best way to do this was to rewind our Earth's clock to quantitatively look at cataclysmic events in the past that have sparked past mass extinctions. In other words, in our past lies our sustainable future towards solving the next big catastrophe. So I use my passion to build my project. So my aim was to use network theory to understand the triggers behind past disasters and develop them into geological warnings against future calamities, using the data to gather statistics on how to prevent similar drops in species diversity. I used assembly theory to examine the exact molecular signatures of an upcoming mass extinction event, pinpoint the species that may be most affected due to environmental degradation. And I use the aforementioned data to develop links as to how we can identify sources of harmful emissions in our society and target them at the appropriate level. But why did this matter to me? I personally have witnessed colossal ecological upheaval caused by tremendous environmental negligence, from the dangerous effects of climate change to how a massive lack of species biodiversity accelerated a pandemic's disastrous effects. I've witnessed the crippling effects of premeditated pollution in my community, how incredible species vanish into extinction. That's why I want to take action against anthropogenic climate change. As mentioned, I believe in our past lies our future, and I believe that as scientists, we should take that quantitative analysis using the statistical frameworks, network and assembly theory that I mentioned, analyze past ecological catastrophes, and develop cogent plans in order to tackle the same challenges we face today. So of course, the stakeholders for this issue, they're not just the scientific community, the wonders of the world we have to protect, but rather the global policy leadership, and most importantly, the general public. How did the RISE project help me serve my own community? My project was to offer that cogent solution, to stem our current mass extinction in its tracks, to utilize the information gathered from our past to detail scientific proposals. This is an existential threat. I tried to build a format to combat it at the local, community, national, and international levels. I wanted to build bridges across policymakers, scientists, and activists to offer that ambitious, concrete, mathematical solution to protect not only the wonders of our natural world, but also ensure the health and happiness of individual communities and future generations. So did I face any problems finally? Well, yes, my project was challenging, of course. I had to change the analysis methods multiple times, read hundreds of papers, carry out original research to build that network model. I utilized all my skills. I learned to be extremely flexible, even in science. You can't really have tunnel vision in these kinds of things. I developed perseverance in my character. At the same time that I was submitting this project, actually, I had to fight through an illness to get that project uploaded. I was in the ICU as I was facing severe rejection of my new transplanted kidney. As a result, this RISE project has truly been the culmination of everything I've learned, both academically and personally. So finally, what does RISE look for? So the 5 RISE traits are, of course, brilliance, that incredible competency, perseverance, the ability to see it forward, a deep integrity, empathy, and critically, that calling to serve others. And of course, I'd certainly hope that I'll see many more RISE applicants and many more RISE winners and many more RISE finalists. And I look forward to the next RISE Residential Summit. The last one was in Cape Town, South Africa, and it was an absolute blast. Here's a picture for that. And of course, finally, if you have any queries on RISE, please feel free to reach me at the number listed there, or email me at psinhadc@caltech.edu. Feel free to follow at risefortheworld.org. At Rise for the World on social media. Feel free to visit risefortheworld.org. And yes, let's rise to make this world a better place for all of us. Thank you so much.